Hi everyone, I have a book here to show you. The PA of the illustrator, Whesshan Ong is the illustrator, contacted me and asked me if I would like one to review. And so there is a series of 3 of these books, Nightingales. There's 1, 2 and 3. They all came out in December. And I was asked which one I wanted, and I explained the types of, hadn't seen a flip through of each or anything. They don't really exist. So I explained what sort of pictures I like colouring the best, and they chose this one, saying they felt this one would probably suit me the best. So this is an Amazon printed book, and it's got quite a shiny cover, as you can see from my light, and on the back is a selection of the pictures from the book, and it says 25 hand-drawn illustrations. So here it is. I held it up so you couldn't see, so the light shining on the cover. So now it is Amazon printed, so it's the Amazon paper. This particular one is printed in Great Britain, so the paper differs depending on where you are, but we all know that Amazon paper is quite thin, it is white, it can be quite toothy, you know, and it can vary. So, yeah. Sorry, my son's just sent me a message. He's in his lecture saying someone's playing Minecraft, which is a game that is actually his brother's favourite game. Anyway, sorry, made me giggle. Right, so we have the little picture here on the front. I'm assuming that might be the same on all of the books. And then we have This Book Belongs To page, which is actually very pretty. We have this lovely sky, but if you look closely, I'll hold it up a little bit, we've got this really pretty bird, which actually in grayscale, and some berries and things. On this side, we have got the copyright details, we have got the social media and the saying you can't reproduce or transmit the book apart from by a reviewer, which is me. But I try to. People have said to me it annoys them that I put my hands over the pages a lot. I do that on purpose so that you can't take a screenshot and then colour it, because that obviously is not why I do the review. I do it so that you can have a look and see if you want to colour it. So we have a little thing, a little bird dedicated to my family. It's rather cute. We have this one here, and it says here, this colouring book is suitable for both experienced and beginner colourists. The recommended media are coloured pencils, markers, pens and crayons. Water-based media are not suitable for this book. When working on your image, place a sheet of thick paper or cardstock behind the colouring page to prevent bleed through. You can use the testing pages at the end to test your page. There. Now I've noticed that on their Amazon page, I was looking at the reviews of the books, and some of them have got quite nasty reviews saying the paper is horrible. Now we know what Amazon paper is like if we've ever had a book, and they do ask if people can be a little bit kind and realise that, you know, they have no choice over the paper. However, saying that, I noticed that some people are choosing a different paper in Amazon to have their books printed in, and hardbacks and things like that. But I'm not sure, that's an expensive option. So yeah. So here is it's a summary of all the pages, but we'll look at them in more detail. Pretty little star. Now, on this side we have some writing. It's interesting. So this says, stars are wondrous lights, shining bright in the dark night, illuminate the path for us to follow. That's rather sweet. And we have the Dance of Fortuna, coloured by, so we can put our name here if we want to. I don't think I would, but that's fair. So she's dancing a ballerina, obviously in a leotard. And we have a very nice pair of wings here to colour. They're lovely. Lots of grass. It's quite detailed. There's very little flowers in here. But I don't think it's too tricky. I would just pick out the flowers and then do all the grass the same colour. So I think that will be okay. And we have the tree in the background. That's rather sweet. There's a lot of detail in the feathers of the bird, but again, you can colour over it. We don't have any writing on this side, but this one's called Night Gazer. There she is. We have a little bit of grayscale, which is interesting, but not too much. There's a little bit on here, I don't know if you can see, which will, on the side of the head, which is quite useful because it can guide you a little bit in knowing how to colour the face. The lips are quite dark already, so they've obviously got lipstick or something on. But I think that amount of grayscale is quite interesting. They've got grayscale on the berries as well, but it's not too much. If you're using a pencil that isn't see-through, then you could cover that over and you would never see it, or if you use a see-through pencil it could help you with some colour underneath. But and here with the hair, we can see the shine of the hair here. It helps as a little bit of a guide that you would make it darker down here and darker on the edge and a bit lighter here. So that's quite interesting. But some grayscale books I find quite difficult to colour, but I don't know. Skin tone with grayscale sometimes looks a bit too grey for me, but this isn't as grey as ones I've tried, so I'd be interested. Okay, so here we have Night Bloomer, she's called. So we have these pretty florals around her, and she's got some interesting jewellery. Now, I'm often quite worried about doing faces, skin tone, that sort of thing, but these aren't huge. Not like when you do a Hannah Coulson, the face is so big. Also, we've got some marking around the nose. Now in Hannah Coulson, we don't have that. We have to sort of do that with our pencils, which I find quite difficult. So we've got a little bit here which helps a bit. So I'm quite happy about that, I have to say. This is called the Sanctuary of Rose. And we have all these lovely roses to colour. This one's huge, and look at that one. But also a face. And then we have the dark background. I rather like a black background. We had that on the last one. I think most of them have, actually. Of course, it's called Nightingale, so it's night. That's the whole thing, isn't it? We're nighttime. So we do have night backgrounds, which is also, if you're not keen on doing your backgrounds, it's done for you. And you just got these stars and things you could use. I would probably use a metallic or glitter pen to just do the background there. This one is called Bliss. I love her curls. Look at that. Really pretty. Lovely. I'd love to do my hair like that. It's not long enough. I can't get my hair to grow. Anyway, this one's called Flora. So anyone who likes colouring flowers, have a field day. We've got all these ones, lots of different types of flowers. Well, 4 different types of flowers, and not too big a face. So I think that's rather sweet. This one is from the one from the front, look. And it's called Mama Spectacled. I'm not sure why. There's no spectacles, but maybe she is a spectacle. I don't know. But anyway, lovely owls if you like owls. And it's very sweet. Veneziana. So I suppose it's Venetian mask. I guess that's what the reference is to. Now, of course, with this one, we haven't got a lot of face to do. Got eyes. I do like colouring eyes. A hair. I can't. It's through the here, which is a little bit complex, but you've got a sharp pencil, be able to do that. Okay. And I wouldn't be sure. I'll probably do it the same colour as this, as if this bit's the hair. We have these peacock feathers. Maya, this one's called. So we just have these. Are these coral? Is it underwater? I mean, she's not underwater because she's got sky, but I'm just trying to work out if these are like shells and coral. I think that's what it is. It doesn't matter. You can colour it any colour you wish. This one is called Alcyone. I don't know how to say that. We've got some birds. And I'm guessing these are just plants. It looks a bit snake-like. I'm a bit scared, but it's not. I think it's just plants. I'm such a scaredy cat. Electra. So here we have, I think these look more like cacti, succulents, that type of thing. She's got a little zigzag there, which is quite fun. Yeah, that's rather nice. Here we have Seleno. She has what looks like, is that a griffin? I'm not sure. is it just an owl? It's not really. It's got that hooked beak. Maybe an eagle. Don't know. But she's got lovely feathers in her hair. She looks quite stern, I have to say. And here we have Taygeta, and she's underwater. We can tell we've got fish and all these sort of underwater plants. Asterope. So she's got a butterfly. I'm just trying to work out what she is. We've got like a narwhal and a dolphin, but we've got butterflies. We've got a unicorn, some moonstar and an apple. I can't... Oh! Is she... No. I was thinking maybe she's like the zodiac, you know, astrology. But those aren't astrology things, so I don't know. Anyway, these look like water. Now she is Merope, so I'm trying to work her out. She's got a lot of detail in her dress, loads of detail, and we've got hands, which we don't have in any of the others. But look in the background, we've got turtles, fish, eel. So she's almost, and we've got a jellyfish here, so she's underwater. Now we have Mycelium Gaia Internet. I don't know what that means, but she's got a texture on her. We've got all these mushrooms, they're pretty, and trees. Is she like of the ground? Maybe she's sort of moss. I'm not sure. And she's got a dress on here, but it's got the same texture on as her hands. Don't know. Madam Mycelium. Now look at her ears. She's got pointy ears that turn into toadstools, and all sorts of leaves, even in her hair. Oh, we've got a rabbit. The Mighty Rabbit, and look, we've got a pumpkin, so it's sort of Halloweeny maybe, but not really. I mean, are these Easter eggs, or are they just stones? Does it matter? It's wrong, you don't get those, but tulips. Not sure. Very lovely rabbit though. Bear with me. Look at the panda. So cute. Beautifully drawn. And really, I probably wouldn't even colour it in because it's already pretty coloured with a black and white. I don't know. But I would do all the rest first and then decide. Look, it says bear with me up here as well, sorry. Now this is star blossoms. So if you look carefully, you can see we've got stars coming out of all of the flowers. And she's very pretty, isn't she? And here we have Nocturna, and she's beautiful. And we've got florals. This is Song of the Night. So we have a flute, I'm thinking, although it's playing it quite long down, don't know. Really pretty flowers in the hair. And look at the hair's coming out as if it's tree roots and a long cape. It's pretty. Light bearer. So we've got a border here, which is quite interesting. I'm trying to do colouring on top of black, or with black in the background is interesting. I have discovered that you do want to do bold colours so they stand out. She's very pretty. She's got a nice band, pretty dress, and that looks like a crystal ball to me. But yeah, we've got the moon there, and I like this. We've got a frame, but she's coming out of the frame, but not in a spooky, scary way. Lady Stella. Let's hold this down so you can see her. So she's definitely got what I would think is a crystal ball with lots of stars. Now I'd be tempted to do all these stars in metallic pen, but here they overlap, so I might do some gold, some silver, but her hair's very pretty. Oh, can't turn the page. I don't know if she's the last one. No. Oh. Now, this is Venus. So she's got lots of stars, loads of stars. You could just leave those white if you wanted. And it's, you know, some sort of energy coming out of this star. Another thing you could do, if you don't like all the black backgrounds, you could colour over them. You wouldn't be able to do that with a pencil, but you could do that with a Posca pen. The only thing is, if you use a lot of Posca pen, it does make the paper crinkle. And obviously this is very thin paper because it's a water-based acrylic paint in a Posca, so it would make the page crinkle. But if you don't like all the black, that is a way around it. I suspect that's the last one. And now it tells you about her books. Now, she does have a poetry book called Nightingales, and I've seen her flip through this, and you've got a poem on one side and a picture on the other, and it's a smaller, I think it's more like the size that you would expect a sort of novel, fiction book, that sort of thing to be. That looks rather sweet. And then there's the books 1 and 2 in the series that I told you about. But there are also, she's also got all these other books as well, and I saw some of these on Amazon too, and we had various reviews. Most of them were good, and the ones that were bad were complaining about the paper. There's Amazon paper, so you know, it is what it is. Now, I don't know if she has ebooks as well, and if she does, then you can print it yourself. I'm not sure. There's a little bit here about the author. I think I'll read this to you because she may be unfamiliar to you. It's not like Johanna Basford or someone like that that you would know. So it says, Whesshan Ong was born in Malaysia. It's a second-generation Chinese. She now works as an artist from a farmhouse studio in Carinthia, Austria. Her art is mostly inspired by her love of nature, fairy tales and myths. Wheeshan works primarily with traditional media. The colouring images in this book are all hand-drawn by her with ink and graphite. Wheeshan has exhibited with galleries, collaborated with magazines, and her artwork's been sold worldwide. She's actually had been in Colouring Heaven magazine, I think. Printable digital downloads can be purchased from Etsy. So there you go. She's got an Etsy shop. So etsy.com/shop/Whesshan Ong Art Studio. Whesshan Ong Art Studio. So you can find, if you would rather have a printed one rather than the Amazon paper, they may be different images, I don't know. So you can, tells you to look at her website and her social media and things like that. You may share your coloured images online, but credit her as the artist and don't share or post uncoloured versions. That's fair enough. If you do that, for anybody, put a pencil or something across the image. You know, say if I was posting this, you can just put, grab your pencil, just put it through like that, and then someone can't print it off and colour it because it's spoiled by the pencil. But this specifically asks you not to, so don't do it. If you enjoyed this book, please take a moment to show your appreciation by writing a review on Amazon. Thank you. Oh, there we go. So we've got a testing page here. It's quite nice to have a little picture because you can colour something. And another and another. There's a lot, isn't there? And another. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the test page and try a couple of things. What have I got in here? I haven't got any pencils in this room at all. That's good. But I've got some pens, and I did want to try some pens. What I'm going to do is just grab some pencils. I'm going to colour the bird in pencil and the moon in pen, and we'll have a look and see how it works. Hang on a minute. Right, I've grabbed my Staedtler pencils just because they're quite hard, and I do tend to find that a harder pencil works better on Amazon paper, personally. So let's just go in and have a little play with this bird. He appears so often in this book. It's almost like he's a sort of trademark. And we'll do, I'm going to grab some browns. They just happen to be on the top of my tin. Sorry, I'm tutting because I can't find my pencil sharpener. Right, here we have a number 73. It's just a brown. Hang on. Just in case you want to know, it's a burnt sienna. Now these are quite hard pencils. so they can be quite faint on some paper, but with a bit of tooth it actually helps, I find, to give them some vibrancy. It's almost like the tooth of the paper acts a bit like a sandpaper and helps to get the pencil off, whereas I find with a soft pencil like a Prisma, if there's tooth, it almost slides over. I don't know, I don't like it so much. There we go, here's our main part of our bird. Let's put a little bit of darker areas. Let's use our light brown to put a little bit of shadow. Go under the wing here, maybe there'd be a little bit of shadow there, and here under the head. I'm going to use some darker for his what are they, tail? I don't know. So this is our 76, it's a Van Dyke brown. I'm quite liking these pencils on this paper, to be honest. There we go. And for beak and feet, I think I'm going to use the 16, which is our golden ochre. I could have come in a bit closer, couldn't I? Okay. But I'm going to do the moon in a pen so that you can see how that works on the paper. So let's just turn that over for now. Shall we do it at the end? I'm going to grab a jelly roll, these. I'm going to use this one, because it's a darkish, metallic. It's number 517, in case you're interested. It's not really dark, but it's not as light as some. It seems pretty light, to be honest. And we'll just look and see whether it sort of goes through the page or how it goes through the page. Of course, the pictures are single-sided, which helps, but some people don't like it going through even so. Now, you would always want to put a piece of paper behind, as is suggested, because you never know what's going to go through, and it might be that not that the pen goes through, but that the ink transfers to the other side, and it's okay. But yeah, it also feels nicer, I find, if you're leaning on something. This is going a bit weird because the page isn't flat, but there we go. So there is our picture, very simply done. And if I move it across and turn it over, going to have a look at, see how the pen has already started making a bit of a dent on the paper, and you can see here it shows through a little bit but not too much. It's really ghosting rather than coming through the page. There he is. So that is that. It's behaving exactly as I would expect copy paper to behave, to be honest. You know, not perfect, but okay. And actually there's some pictures in here I'm going to try. I'm going to try one out myself, and I'll show it to you in my completed pages and talk a little bit more about the picture. As I say, because it's grayscale, it's something that I'm not so used to doing, and I want to try out and see how the skin tones work with the grayscale underneath, because the only grayscale page I've done with skin tone, it was too grey and it just looked grey. But this one for me looks a bit lighter, there's less, and I think I'm going to be able to do it better. So I'm looking forward to having a go. But there we go. Let's come out and just show you the book again, in case you're interested. Of course, you shouldn't shut a book with wet pen inside, so I'm just going to put my piece of paper in there so that when the wet pen transfers, it will transfer onto a piece of paper. So here is the book. As I say, there's 3 in the series. the only flip through I found was of the poetry book, which actually looked lovely. I didn't watch the whole flip through because I began to realise it wasn't the book that I'd been asked to choose between 1, 2 and 3, so I realised that wasn't, and I didn't know which were in which book, so I stopped watching that video. But I love the way these gemstones are coloured. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't continue watching that video, but it did look really nice as well. So it depends what you're looking for, and I don't know how the price compares, or whether they're, I think they're sort of single-sided, because you've got the poem on one side and the picture on the other, so you have to think about whether that suits you. So look at the way these stars are done with just a hint of colour. Really interesting. It's got me wanting to colour one. Anyway, I'm not going to do any more from here on this video. I just want to do a quick flip for you and experiment a bit on my own, to be honest. But there we go. Thank you for watching. There will be an affiliate link for US and UK Amazon in the comments, so that you can go and buy it if you want to, or have a little look at the reviews on Amazon. Yeah, my affiliate link does earn me some money, so I need to tell you that, just to comply with the law. And of course I've been sent this book for free, so I need to tell you that as well. But thank you for watching. I hope it was interesting. Yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, and happy colouring.